Hello students, welcome to TechBox. In this video, we are going to learn the remaining two questions under the Part B for sample question paper 2023 to 24 respectively. Come on, let us move on to the video quickly. So let us start with the 24th question. Shalini has just created the table named employee and containing the columns e-name, department and salary. After creating the table, she realized that she has forgotten to add a primary key column in the table. So what is given? So Shalini is creating a table named employee. Inside the employee table, she is creating the columns as e-name, department and salary. After creating the table only, she is realizing that she has forgotten to add a primary key column in the table. So what we should do? We should help her in writing an SQL command to add a primary key column empid of integer data type to the table employee. So you should add a primary key column and the column name is empid and the data type for it is integer data type. And in the last line they have mentioned, write the command to insert the following record in the table. Okay, we should insert the following record, all those record inside this table. Okay, so what she has done, Shalini has only added e-name, department and salary. So she has left out this empid. Okay, so if you are making any changes in already created table, so you should use the alter command. Okay, so if you are missing to add a column, so then you should use the alter command. Just write alter table. What is the table? Table name, and table name is employee. Alter table employee. Then what you should do? You should add the column name. So just you can write the column name here which is mentioned. So empid and the data type for it is integer data type, and you should add the constraint it as a primary key and give the semicolon. Alter table employee, add empid integer primary key, or else you can write add column also. Okay, you can add column also here. Let us see the marking scheme for this. See, alter table employee, add empid, and you should write what? Integer, and you should mention the constraint for this also. This is a primary key. Okay. 1 mark for correct alter table command. So they will provide you if you have written the correct alter table command. And the next thing is you should write the command to insert the following record inside the table. After creating the table, you should add all those records inside the table. Let me erase this. So the primary key has been added at the last. So that's why it has been added in the last. What is the command for that? Insert. You should insert this. For that you should write insert command, insert into employee values. Okay, inside the bracket, what you should do? You should write the first one. First, what it has been inserted? E-name. So first one, second it has been inserting the department, and third one salary, and at the last one we have inserted the empid. So it should be in the last. So the character should be inside the quotation marks, Shweta, and department is production, comma, and the salary is 26,900, comma, and the last is empid 999. Okay, you should insert like this. As because we have inserted the primary key column at the last, you should insert the data for that primary key column at the last only. Okay, so I have inserted the primary key column at the last, as because after creating the table, after that we have made an alteration command by using alter command, and we have added the last column as a primary key. So otherwise there is another method to write. So what is the command? Let us see it in the marking scheme. See, they have given that the alternative answer is you should write insert into employee. Then you can write it by order, empid in the first. After adding empid in the first, then you can add the values of that empid in the first. Otherwise, if you are going for this command, insert into employee values, then you should add this 999 in the last. Okay, as because we are adding the primary key column and at the last one. Okay. See, 1 mark for correct insert command. So if you have written the correct insert command, they will provide you 1 mark for that. Then next question. Jack is working in a database named Sport, and in which he has created the table named Sports. So he has created database named Sport, and after that inside the Sport database, he has created the table named Sports. And the sports column is containing the columns such as sport ID, sport name, number of players and category. So totally 4 columns. After creating the table, he realized that the attribute category has to be deleted from the table. So what is meant by attribute? I think all know that attribute means a column. The column is also called as an attribute. So he has to delete this category column inside the table. And he should try to add a new attribute, that is a new column of type sport, of data type string. He has given that data type as a string, has to be added. This attribute type sport cannot be left blank. So it should not be an empty column. So it should be filled with numbers. Okay, so help Jack to write the commands to complete both the tasks they have given. So what is the first command we should do? We should delete category column from the table. For that, what you should do? So whatever the thing, you should remember that the already created table, if it is having any changes in the structure of the table, then you should use the alter command. Okay, alter table. What is the name of the table? It is sports. Alter table sports. And if you are dropping any column, if you are deleting any column, then you should use this drop command, then dropping the category. After writing the category, you should write the semicolon. Okay, and then he should add the new attribute of type sport in the data type string has to be added. For this also, he should be using the alter command only. Okay, let us write for that also. So for that, alter table sports. Then he should add the column add type sport, and the data type is given as string data type. So string means it should be either in char or varchar. Okay, I'm writing varchar, and you should mention the data size also. You can mention the data size. After that, you could write the constraint for that. The type sport column cannot be left blank. That means not null constraint. You should use the not null constraint. Okay. Wait a minute. You should use the not null constraint. Not null, and with semicolon. So this first command will delete the column category from the table, and the second command will add the new column of name type sports, and which is having the data type as varchar of 20 and the constraint which is not null. Let us see this in the marking scheme also. To delete the attribute category, just write alter table name which is sports, drop category semicolon. So 1 mark for correct alter table command with drop. So alter should be within the drop also. And the second type is to add the attribute of type sport. We should add this attribute. So for that also you should use the alter table command, alter table sports. Then you should add type sport and then char of 10, and you should write whether char or varchar. Okay, so you should mention the size. Okay, if you didn't mention the size also, then the syntax is wrong. Then you should mention the constraint for the column not to be empty. So that means not null constraint. So 1 mark for correct alter table command with the add. Alter with add here. Let us move on to 25th question. Predict the output of the following code. So these type of questions are continuously asked in your board exams, and it is easy also. You can easily find the output. Okay, if you have put correctly, then you can find your output easily. First read this header, def changer. The header function is having changer function, which is having p comma q is equal to 10. This q equal to 10 is your default parameter. Okay. And then they have been initialized with p operation, q operation, and return p. And then these are your global variables. Okay, these are your global variables. So the variables which is declared outside the function is called as global values or global variables. So here a is equal to 200 and b is equal to 20. Okay, first the compiler, that is interpreter, will read this line and it will skip these 3 lines and it will move on to this global values, and it will read this line second, and this will be the third line to read, and at the fourth line it will read a is equal to changer of a comma b. So this changer function is called now. So where is your changer function? It is here, right? So this changer function is getting called now. So now a comma b is getting passed to this changer function. So a is 200 and b is what? B is 20. So it is getting passed to 200 is passed to the corresponding value p. So now p becomes 200 and the corresponding value of b is passed to q. So q is actually having the default value as 10, but if the actual value is passed, then it will not accept the default values. So now 20 is getting saved on q value. Okay, next it is operating this p and q. Okay, so let us see the operation of this. P is equal to p by q. So what is a p? P is 200 and q is 20. So now what is the operation? 10 2s are 20, but you should put it in the decimal part. So 10.0 is your answer, as because Python will produce the division result as in decimal form. So now p is 10.0. So let us note it down. P is 10.0. And what about q? Q is p mod q. P mod q. Now the new updated value of p is 10.0. Okay, so many of us are making the mistakes like, what is p now? So you will be writing for p as 200 for executing this q operation also. But not like that. Python is taking the new updated value of p is 10.0. So you should add this 10.0 for calculating on this next step. So I am writing 10.0 mod q. Q is 20 here. Okay, that is mod. Okay, mod 20. Wait, let us erase this. 10.0 mod 20. So now what is the value of q? It is 10.0. So 20 is greater than 10.0, right? So the modulus will give you 10.0. As because you should compare the two values. If the first value is lesser than the second value in modulus operator, then your answer should be in the first value. That is your remainder. Now p is equal to 10.0 and q is equal to also 10.0 now. But what is the next statement? It is returning the p. It is returning p only. So this p is what? 10.0. This 10.0 is getting returned to this value, that is a. Okay, now a is what? Now a is 10.0 here. After that it is printing in this line a comma b by using the separator dollar. Now what is a? 10.0, and you should separate it with dollar symbol, and then you should write b. So b is normally 20 only. You should not take this 10.0 and write it here. Okay, so they have returned p only. So this a this p is returned to changer function and it is saved to the variable a. So now the value of a is getting changed to 10.0, but it should not change this value of b. So the b is your global variable only now. Then it will move on to the next function calling, that is b is equal to changer of b. Okay. Now what will happen? Changer of b. Now b is 20, right? So b is 20 now. It is passed to p variable. Okay, now it is passed to p variable. So let me erase this. Now we will note that first print function will print this 10.0 $20. So this will print on the first line. Let me erase the previous steps for your better calculation. Okay, so now this b is equal to changer function. This changer function is getting called. Now b is 20. Okay. This 20 is your corresponding value. It will be passing on to your corresponding value p. Now b is 20, that is p is 20 now, and we are not having any actual argument for the second argument q. So this q is equal to 10 is getting accepted now. Now it will execute this statement p is equal to p by q, that is 20 by 10. Okay, it will give you 2. 20 by 10 which is 2.0. And then next is q. Q is p mod q. P is what? The new value of p is 2.0 and modulus q is 10. So what is your answer? 2.0. So it will return this p. So p is 2.0 now, and this 2.0 will be returning here to this, and then this 20 will be getting changed to 2.0 and it is saved in the b. Okay, now b will become 2.0. So then it will print this line. So what is a now? A is already changed, right? So a is 10.0 and it is separated by using this separator dollar, and b is now 2.0. After that, in the end, you should add this 3 hashtags. Okay, so this is how it should get printed. In the first line, okay, output will be like this. In the first line, it will print this, and on the second line, it will print 10.0 $2.0 hash. Okay, so let me show you it in the marking scheme also. So what's the first answer? Output, which is 10.0 $20. Let us check. 10.0 $20. Yes, it is right? It is correct. The next one is, on the second line, it should print 10.0 $2.0 triple hash. 10.0 $2.0 triple hash. Okay, this is also the right one. So this is how you should calculate and write the answer for this output type of questions. These are very easy questions, and try to understand the concept and apply that concept onto the calculation part. So 1 mark it will be provided for each correct line of output. Okay, so for 2 print function, they are providing for you 2 marks. Okay, hope you all understand the concepts very well, and I will be providing the video for section sheet on the next video. Till then, study well. Thank you.